All right, welcome back, guys. Now let's start with the animation of the profile screen. Okay, so first up here we need to extend this with single ticker provider mixing like that. Okay, now here let's have a let what are we gonna call this? Animation controller. We have that animation controller, and then let's also have the let double animation, and then let's also have the offset. Okay, so this is going to be a let animation. I'm gonna call it animation, and then here let's gonna have the offset, and then offset animation. Okay, I don't want to put this as final. Let's just remove that. Okay, and then remove the underscores here. Okay, just like that. Okay, now after that we need init state here. Okay, init state. So first here what we have to do is to initialize the animation controller. Okay, let's say animation controller. Okay, let's just quick tab and then change what we need to change here. So animation controller vsync dot this, and then the duration, we're gonna have that duration. Maybe me change this to 800. Okay, and then now let's get the fade in animation. Okay, so here this animation, let me rename it to fade in. Okay, maybe let me keep the underscores, I think, just to keep it private. Okay. Okay, so this one also, let me just name it properly, like slide animation. Okay, slide animation, the offset. Okay, like that. Okay, so now here right after the animation controller, I'm going to have the fade in animation. Now this I'm gonna change it. Let's see what the assistant have just created. So twin dot double dot begin. Now the begin is going to be 0.0, and then is going to animate to 1.0. I'd like just to finish it off, and then it's going to animate with the animation controller. Now we're gonna get the sliding animation. Okay, so the sliding animation, we're going to get twin offset dot begin at let's say, okay, let me change this to 5, and then at offset, and then 0 animate to animation. Okay, now here I need to change the animation type. Okay, in the animate here, I'm gonna remove this and then bring it down. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use the curved animation. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, I'm gonna use the curved animation, and then the parent is going to be animation controller, and then for the curves I'm going to use the ease out. Let's say it's chosen the ease in out. I want to use the ease out cubic. Yeah, this is the one that I want to use. Okay, now right after all of this is done, we're simply going to animate forward. Okay, animation controller dot animate forward. Okay, so this is how we are going to do the animation. Now we need to dispose this. On dispose, we want to get the animation controller dot dispose. Okay, so this is going to be our animation that we want to slide this in when we open the screen. Okay, now the next thing to do is just to go, so this is supposed to be fade animation. Let me correct the spelling. The next thing is just to call this animation now on this widget. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So now when we come down here on the this column, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this padding the way it is, but let me do 16. And then what else? This column, now I'm going to remove it. sorry, not the column. What we're gonna do is I'm going to remove this padding on this column because I'm going to put the as per widget the padding. Okay, so what I will do now next is this user info screen, this one. Instead of the center, I'm going to remove also the center. Instead, I will wrap this with a padding. First, I will wrap it with a padding, which is going to have 16. And then right after this padding, I will also wrap this padding with a fade-in transition. Okay, I'm gonna click over here, wrap with a widget, and then I'm gonna wrap with a fade-in transition, which is this one. Okay. Now I'm going to need the opacity. So for the opacity, I'm going to use the fade-in animation. And then next, I have to wrap this again because this has got a child, which is so let's wrap first with a widget, and then we're going to use that slide transition. Okay, slide transition. Okay, now this slide transition has a position. Okay, so the position we're going to use our slide transition animation. Okay, so I don't know how I spelled this, looks wrong. Let's remove that, and then let's go back to our widget. Let's correct this. Okay, so just like that, we have added the animation. Now let's give this a try. So let's hot reload. Okay, we need to wait until it reloads. So after I restart, you can see that if we come here, it's going to slide in with that animation. Okay, if we come back and then go back, you can see that animation. Okay, so you can always change these speed, like this one. Let's say we put 500. Let's hot reload, and if we go out and then come back, you can see that now it's a bit faster. Okay, so you can play along with the speed and all of that. Okay, now the next thing, let's fix this button. Okay, I can see that it's just wrapping here. There's something we did wrong. Because I want it to be full screen, which I thought I did put it. So let's go to the main app button and let's go to the, okay, so here we did not say, we want to say minimum size. Okay, minimum size, not max size. Okay, now let's hot reload. Yeah, now you can see the button is going all the way up to this one. Okay, if I want to test to see the follow button, we know what to do is we have to go inside the, let's go to the user info section, and then let's remove all of this. Then if we hot reload, you can see the follow button is also there. Okay, let's take this back and then hot reload. Now the next thing that I want to fix before we leave this profile is first let's also put padding on the grid here. So here we got go here, and then just here we can just wrap this with a sync of the padding. If we hot reload, you can see that even this has moved inside. Okay, so everything works. If we change the theme, you can see that everything is still works the same. Okay, great. Now the other thing is on the status here. Okay, so if we go to profile user info section, let's say this status is longer here. It's got some other words here. Let's just put some random words here. Then if we hot reload, you can see that this, as long as you have more words, it's just going to be getting longer and longer. If we hot reload, yeah, that's, and then this is going to be shorter. So that's not what we want. We want to show maybe the maximum of 2 lines, and then the somebody can expand to see more of this status. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So for that, I want us to use a package. Okay, so that package is going to be a read more package. So first of all, let's change maybe this to also 8, and then below even the same one, let's also put also 8. Let's hot reload. Yeah, maybe we move it a bit like that. Now let's have a package to fix this. So let's go minimize this, and then we can minimize this, and then let's add the read more package. Okay, yeah, let's see, maybe we're gonna use this one. Let's click on it, go on installation, and then we simply just gonna copy all of these, and then go to our application in the pubs.yaml file, and then let's paste that here, and then let's save and wait for it to install. Now once that is done, we can close it, and then inside here, instead of showing this text, what we're gonna do is get our read more text package. Okay, read more text. Okay, now we just need to add the data here. Okay, so first we wanna have the text, which is going to be this. Let's copy that, and then we're just gonna put it here. Okay, now after we put it here, we have to put the comma, and then we need to give this a style. Okay, it's going to have a style. Now the style, let's get theme dot of context, and then here what we want to do is a text theme dot body medium. Okay, next we want to say trim mode. Okay, trim mode is going to be trim mode dot line. Okay, next we want to say trim lines, so we only want to show 2 lines. Okay, and then next we want to say read more. So here we want to create clickable text. Okay, color clickable text. So this one, let's say colors dot let's just give it something like blue. Okay, or yeah, I think blue is fine. And then we're gonna have trim collapse text. So trim collapse text, we're gonna say show more, and then trim expand text, we're gonna go show legs, and then more style. So for the more style, let's have constant of text is style, style. So this one also, let's first have a font size, which is going to be 14, and then the font weight is going to be bold. Yeah, I think that's it. Now we can go ahead and remove this. Okay, and then just put a comma. Now we're using this package. If we bring this up, if we hot reload, you can see that it's showing the text, but it's only showing 2 lines. Okay, if we want to see more, we have to click this one, and then it will show more. Okay, because we don't want to show more than 2 lines here. So this is just a simple quality of life that we want to put here. Okay, now we can remove that, and then we can also remove all of these. Okay, then keep the same, because the functionality is still going to be the same. If we hot reload, we're just gonna show it like that. Okay, so I think the profile UI is also done. Now it's time to move on to another UI to do. So we are still in the UI, we have not yet started doing the functionality. I think the next thing is the display of image. Okay, once we click here, we want to go to the image details, I mean the wallpaper details, and that's the next thing that we're going to do. Okay, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a like on this video. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.